I'll take like 1 or 2 questions if you have any, but you're going to have enough opportunity to talk anyway, so um, unless it's, yes, up back there.
What's an Einstein studio?
A good question. Think about a hotel lobby, a good hotel lobby in a 5-star hotel. You can see that there are different kinds of meetings going on. People are meeting by themselves, sitting and reading a book or reading some material. They're having business meetings happening there. There's food being served. What we're saying is, like, if you have the choice of being in a good hotel lobby versus being in your own room, most people will choose to come down and be in the hotel lobby because there's this energy of other people around you, but you can still be by yourself in a way, right? So it's a well-designed Einstein studio is a place that you can be with others and still be in your own head, and you can have different size groupings. You can have a group of 10, and you can have a group of 1, and it works. And since we as architects don't know how a teacher might want to use space, we need to give that teacher the flexibility to use that space. And Einstein Studio allows you to do that. You had a question?
Yeah, it's fascinating to hear you talk about the 21st century education, but my question is relative to the biggest problem with adults is the lack of attention span, because we're competing with multiple priorities. But it sounds like it's going to get even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And from the design of the school, it seems like that's going to be a major factor in terms of moving from one stage of learning to another. How do you address that?
It's an excellent question. You're talking about distractions and how our attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and how do you address the problem with not having kids be focused? And the answer to that is that the kids are much more likely to work really, really hard at something, even if it's a boring task, if they see a meaningful purpose at the end of it. So if the task is a single-minded task, that's a repetitive task, like practicing a video game to become really good so they can play in the national or something, they'll keep doing it. The problem is that we as adults should not dictate, because of the pace at which we worked, that the fact that our kids are cycling quickly between activities makes them distracted. It is the world in which they live requires a different speed of cycling between activities. We cycle between activities slower. We assume that meant we were more focused. They are just as focused as we are. In fact, they are more focused in many cases. But their world moves at a faster speed. They have to keep up with a faster speed. So we have to judge them based upon what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And if they're getting really good at something, then they must be doing something right. And they can play video games a lot better than you and I, right? So that kind of skill requires a different level of focus. But believe me, if they are engaged in something, they'll take the most boring task and they'll sit with it for 2 hours. The key is always engagement, getting them excited about what they do. Yeah.
Talking about being here in Biscayne, my only concern about it, I think everything you have said tonight is great. I'm a neighbor, I'm a mother, and I believe in every single thing you're saying here. My only concern is about the kids being isolated in this island. Like for example, I moved here 2 years ago. My daughter was used to going with me to Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. That's a town where you go and you mingle with everyone.
Right.
Homeless, drug addicts, people from all socioeconomic levels. We bought from the kiosks that were around there. She was happy, she was fine. When she comes here, she doesn't want to go to downtown. She started living here, she doesn't want to go to downtown Miami, she's afraid. She just wants to stay here. And I feel that it's great, the type of school that we're, if we go with this philosophy of study and everything, I think it's great. My only concern is the outreach.
Yeah. It's a good.
Out there.
Yeah, great
So
point.
that
Yeah.
we should in some way incorporate it to that.
Let me paraphrase your question. The fear is that if you develop the school here, what is to prevent kids from becoming inward focused and becoming outside of the afraid of the outside world? You've kind of created a perfect society here. It's kind of like what is that movie with the the Truman Show, right? You don't want to leave or at least I thought when he still wanted to leave. But that's what human beings are. See, human beings are by nature curious and inquisitive. And what we are talking about is creating an environment that will encourage kids to want to explore the outside world, give them the skills, the tools that they need. And clearly, we would never talk about a school that is inwardly focused. We are talking about even a place that is outwardly focused. You saw all the space things that I listed. So the physical time that a kid spends in that classroom type environment is actually much more limited. And hopefully we're going to ignite a level of curiosity in the kid that they would want to go and explore In the other case, in the case of the school in Chicago, they actually went to, I think it was Morocco or one of those countries, just to visit the kids in the other country. You're going to create that much more with that kind of school than just sending them out to some school and then they come rushing back to their safe home base.
So
You know,
their mentality should be.
it's you're expanding their mind, and once you expand their mind, then the whole world is their playground. Yeah.
I taught school, and the thing I find that the thing that makes children happiest is truth.
Yeah.
How do we find truth? As a matter of fact, I've been through from India. A very good friend of mine, Raj Mohan Gandhi, told me that in order to find truth, if a person lives straight, they think straight. And it's very, very important that we have the moral clout that is needed in this world today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think is the challenge for us, for our children. I think when I taught history, I asked the children what was the biggest problem in the world today as far as they were concerned. How did we get there? And how did we bring a solution to it? And I find when I taught history, they were very, very excited about wanting to solve those problems. And I think children do want to solve problems. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I agree. That's a wonderful, wonderful comment about truth, and that's what I was getting to about the fact that we need to live our words. We can't just have the words be empty and without meaning, and only then will the kids see that that these people actually mean it. On that positive note, I actually want to stop now because I want to give you a chance to do. There are two boards here. Jennifer's going to write the word hopes on one, and she's going to write the word fears on the other. And we have a bunch of stickies here. We just want each of you to write a hope and a fear about the future of education in your community. And we want you to, it may not fit on this white thing, let it spread. You know, we could only get 2 white sheets of paper, by the way. We wish we were asked for 6. So white sheets of paper are in great demand. No, they can come here, they can grab. Much more.